Thank you, Chair, and thank the Commission for the update. There's no denying that the immediate and severe impact of the updated tariffs proposed would have a huge impact on many sectors, whether it be agri-food, aircraft, leasing and so forth. Notwithstanding the higher tariffs of up to 200% threatened on pharmaceuticals and computer chips. At the same time, we should remember that there is no guarantee that the administration will follow through on these threats. We've seen a deadline shifted once. We've seen many rates of tariffs floated from 20 to 50% and beyond. And one could understand and does understand the impulse of those calling for the EU to activate the €1 billion counter-tariff package, which was developed in consultation with Member States and industry immediately. But the American administration have said they would simply escalate further in response. So that's why I believe and welcome the Commission's tactics. We must remain measured and strategic. Our goal must not be to out-tariff the US, because as we know and we believe their population will also realise that trade wars benefit no one. Our best chance and choice for now is to stay united, all Member States, and I think that's the greatest surprise that has impacted on the US, our unification. Keep pushing for an agreement that protects exporters and consumers and our competitiveness, while ensuring we can respond firmly and precisely if and when, and only if and when, it's necessary beyond the breakdown of negotiations as we know them presently. And that's based on the extensive homework we've done as an entity by virtue of the consultation and agreement that has been reached between Member States in relation to what would be necessary in such an unfortunate scenario. Could I just briefly ask the question on foot of the confirmation you've given in relation to the 10% tariff, baseline being one thing across many sectors, but the sectorial negotiations that are taking place, for example, in relation to steel and cars. Can you confirm, as was the case here last week when we met, when we were informed things were going so well that we expected a framework agreement almost this week, but however, we understand the US and the way they work. Can you confirm the other sectorial sectors, being pharma, semiconductors, timber, agri-food? You just might briefly outline where you are there and if they have a similar status associated with the sectorial discussions in relation to cars and steel. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. And Leopoldo, in addition to your answer for the first round, you didn't say anything on the car tariffs. So 0 on the European side, 15% on the US side. Is this in the discussion? And if this is in the discussion, will this be this MFN reduction of tariffs? Will also other trading partners benefit from our tariff reduction? And secondly, you explain a little bit the strategy of the Commission. Can you imagine that perhaps people on the ground, workers, think that this is a quite big position? I had a discussion with a metal worker on Saturday, and they feeling that at the moment there's an estimation around about 50,000 jobs in the steel and in the car industry will go away because of the tariffs. And you mentioned the huge amount of money we are paying to the United States. Can you imagine that they are thinking that at the moment we have a quite weak position towards the United States? So last year we exported, the European Union exported to the United States 740,000 cars, and this will be not the case this year, that's for sure. And thirdly, of course, you mentioned that there is a deal with UK, and there's also one with Vietnam, but also there's an understanding with China. And you know that at the beginning there was a quite hard position of China, and then by sudden they made an agreement. Was this a total wrong strategy from China?